Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Loud and Louder with Joey G and D-Mac on this rainy Saturday morning in Philadelphia, December the 6th, 2014. Almost at the end of this year. Thank the Lord Jesus. Shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers and MCW, Michael Carter Williams. We're a young team and we're going places. But let me get right to wrestling. Ass kicker equal Joey G. And what I mean by that is, I'd go to the WWE and write storylines that make guys ass kickers. Earlier this week, there was a comment left on my thing. CM Punk said Ryback's an asshole and he's a dangerous wrestler. Okay, well, my forte on that is Ryback puts asses in seats. As you see, the crowd is cheering, feed me more, feed me more, feed me more. Roman Reigns, it's going to be Ryback or Roman Reigns who's going to be the next top star to fill in John Cena's shoes. It had to be a little kid who somebody put up, Sting's going to fill John Cena's boots. Sting's 56 years, he's going to be 56 years old, February 6th, I think. That had to be, you know what I mean, D-Mac? That had to be a little kid that don't know his wrestling that good. You know, Dan? Sting, he's 56. He's been wrestling since the UWF, since I lived here before D-Mac and my other brother Mike was born. When I was 7 years old, before D-Mac was even thought of. For real. But the WWE, right now, generally, just needs that top star. It keeps falling back in the Cena because they don't know what they want to do. Dean Ambrose, I love. I love Dean Ambrose. D-Mac, you know that there's just something Dean is missing. Bray Wyatt's the man. Dan, you know it and I know it. Who cuts the best promos in WWE? He had Dean Ambrose took it out on a stretcher last night during SmackDown. Bray Wyatt is great. During that Austin, if anybody heard, I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to get on a couple other things with the Eagles and a little case that's going on throughout the world. But if anybody saw the Austin McMahon podcast, Steve Austin straight up asked Vince McMahon, will Randy Savage ever be in the WWE Hall of Fame? I don't know what Vince McMahon said, but do you know the rumors about Randy Savage having sex with Stephanie McMahon? So we don't know. You know what I mean? But the Macho Man, oh yeah, dig it! The Macho Man, how good do I look? Oh, I look good for the Saturday morning. Shout out Sixers. I shout out all my Philly teams. I like the Nets though too, as you know, but all my Philly teams are first. But getting back to real quick as I wrap up wrestling, the Royal Rumble winner, as I said, I really think is this. Why would Paul Heyman, every time he's on the mic, the one behind 21, he brings up The Undertaker. The other night on Raw was a great promo. He said, who's going to be the number one contender if Cena loses? Which, personally, I think might happen. Who wants to see Cena and Lesnar again? Do you, Dan? I don't. I'd rather see Lesnar against Batista, Lesnar against Rusev. That's all I heard. We're going to see Lesnar against Rusev at the Royal Rumble. That would be great because, the crowd would get behind Brock Lesnar because he's American. You know what I mean? Well, he's got a little Russian in him, but he's American. You know what I mean? Rusev is straight Bulgarian and is represented by the Russian broad Lana, who I have a Russian broad Lana, a booty call. But wrapping up the wrestling, it's just TLC is going to be a good pay-per-view. And like I said, didn't I say on my show, they should have a step match between Eric Rowan and Big Show. And now what do you have? A steel step match. I called it. Genius of Joey G. I said, why don't you have a step match? Last night on SmackDown, there's now a steel step match between Eric Rowan and the Big Show at TLC. Joey G called it. Okay, let me get on to something else. Philadelphia Eagles, baby. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Tomorrow playing the Seahawks. Gonna do the quick excerpt of this. I always gotta represent the Eagles. Like I said, I still got the Eagles and Bengals as my Super Bowl pick. As you know, you go back on my shows. I picked that, Danny. When did I pick that Super Bowl pick? I picked that, I think, last year during the draft. You know what I mean? The running back Cincinnati has, Giovanni Bell. Remember? From North Carolina. Great running back.
Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, that's his name. I forget his name. But Andy Dalton, like you said, D-Mac, is having a sucky year. It's the defense and the running game that's getting... Cincinnati's 8-3-1.
It's ridiculous.
But that division's tough, Danny. They're all 7-5. They're all 7-5. Baltimore, Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh had a team, Ben Roethlisberger, you got to admit, Dan, is having the Hall of Fame career. this year. A Hall of Fame season. He's passing for over 390-something yards a game. Every game this year. If he had half the team he had when he won them Super Bowls or was in the Super Bowl, the Steelers would be great. And if they get into the playoffs, look out, because Big Ben could lead a team. That's a team that the Steelers I can see beating New England or Denver. Denver don't scare me. They really don't. New England, I really think the Super Bowl, Danny, when we were at Uno's last week and we saw Tom Brady and the Packers, Tom Brady and the Patriots play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and as they were leaving the locker room, what did Phil Simms say? There's a very good chance we're going to see this match again in February in Phoenix. And I'll just be honest, I really think that's going to be the Super Bowl. Green Bay and New England, with New England winning. Because this is Belichick and Brady's last era together. So, I got New England winning though. I hope it's Cincinnati and Philly, because I picked that. You know what I mean? But I'll wrap it up with that. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles! Bring on the Seahawks. Even though, in my personal opinion, I think the Eagles are going to lose. But hey, I'm rooting for them. And if they win, I'll be going crazy. But that's my football talk. But there's one other thing I want to get on real quick. As I said throughout the week, I'm real big on this Michael Brown case. Listen, it's nothing racial. It has nothing to do with race. You people, you white, black, whatever, Puerto Rican, whatever, even white people mainly have made this a race issue. This is about a kid, and you know the picture, Danny. And if you get that picture with him with the gun, Michael Brown with the gun and the wad of money in his mouth, that don't really even count the wad of money and the booze and the weed he had. Because what? He was having a drink and had a little bit of weed. That's not a big deal. Even the money in his mouth is not a big deal. It was the Smith & Wesson he had in his hand. That was the big deal. Okay? Listen, I'm saying, slavery is eons ago. Okay? I respect human beings. Black, white, if you're purple, if you're a friggin' alien. Literally an alien with a tail. Looking like friggin' E.T. You know what I mean? If you're accepted in this world, I respect you. We all bleed red. We're all the same person. There's good white people. There's good black people. There's good Puerto Rican people. There's good Asian people. There's good Indian people. There's good everything. You know what I mean? But you want to cry this slavery thing. Look at the Jews. I'm a little bit Jewish. Look at that. Like I said before, we were putting gas chambers. People in my family and people that I know, friends of mine, their families were putting gas chambers. Little kids putting gas chambers. And this happened in the 40s. This happened not long ago. You know what I mean? My biological father was born in 1949. A year after Bugsy Siegel got shot dead. You know what I mean? So stop running around going like this because you look like assholes. And then 5 Ram players, or how many Ram players was it, Dan? 5 of them? They should be suspended. They had no right to walk out on that field and go like this. Let me tell you something real quick. If this happened to me or Danny Mac or anybody else that's white, you wouldn't hear nothing about it. You wouldn't. You wouldn't see. Danny, do you think 5 Eagle players would come out and go like that for us? The guy tried to take the cop's gun. Whether he was white, black, Asian, Korean, Rican, whatever, Mexican, purple, half whatever, a friggin' purple face and a green body, looking like the Incredible Hulk. He tried to take a cop's gun. What was the cop going to do? Put it up there, Danny. Okay, take my gun. Go ahead, take it and shoot me. Like, come on. He's an authority. He is a police officer. It just gets me so mad. And people want to play the race card and all this. Then you got white people and Puerto Rican people that has nothing to do with them, that nothing to do with us, has nothing to do with the Hispanic race, doing this for this kid. This kid was a thug. I got thug on my arm. I meant to say Thug Life because I'm a Tupac fan. And I got it when I was real young. I'm 37 now. I got it done when I was 19. Okay? Just saying. You know what I mean? Don't cry over spilt milk. Try to make the world a better place. Did we riot when Reginald Denny got beat up? Did we riot when OJ got not guilty? Because we all know he's guilty. For real. Did we riot? No, we didn't riot. Come on, man. It's a civilized world. Everybody take responsibility for themselves. I'm tired of saying it. This is Joey G. I bite my tongue for no one. I fear one person. That's Jesus. I keep it real. I talk wrestling. I talk my sports. And I do politics. When something's wrong, I will. And the kid Michael Brown was wrong. And for all you that think you were right, shame on you, and you'll be judged by the Lord. But for real, the kid was wrong, and he deserved what he got. Like I said, if I was that cop and he tried to grab my gun, I would have blown a hole through his head. Straight up. Whether he was white, black, Asian, Rican, whatever. This is Joey G, TLC. Next week, as I know, let me say real quick, Seth Rollins, John Cena, chair match, or a table match. It's going to be a good pay-per-view. TLC next week. Catch me tonight doing a show. This is Joey G, my Saturday show. Ass Kicker equal Joey G. Tune in. Wet T-shirt contest, January 14th. All you chicks over 18 at the Yacht Club off Cottman Avenue. Enroll. Or